Hey guys! It is finally time for my December wrap up. I'm sorry it is so late. I was a bit stupid, to be honest. I just totally forgot that I had to film it and therefore forgot to bring the books with me when I went home over Christmas. But yeah, I guess it's okay. I'll just do it now. So you'll get 2 wrap ups this month. There is actually quite a lot I read/watched this month, so let's just get started. First of all, I read Cecilia Ahern's The Year I Met You. I do like Cecilia Ahern's writing style, so I did read some other books by her, but the problem I always have with her is that it's quite cliché romance, so it feels a bit unnatural, but I really like this one because it wasn't about romance, it was mostly about friendship and finding yourself. And yeah, I did really enjoy reading this. I think I read it in like 2 days or something. So it was a really nice read. It was just so full of life and full of spirit. And then in the month of December I also finished reading the 3 short stories. This is the German version. The English version is called Let It Snow, I think. There are 3 short stories in this one. The first one I already read in November. And now I read the other ones by John Green and Lauren Miracle, I think. Let me just take a look at it. And they are called A Cheer-tastic Christmas Miracle by John Green and The Patron Saint of Pigs by Lauren Miracle. Both of which were fine. I mean, the Christmas short stories, what do you expect? They're just, yeah, they're nice little reads for December. Just, I wouldn't like say you have to read them, but you can. And I also finally picked out the 3rd book of the Awakened trilogy in German, so it's called Medi Freeman. This is the 3rd part. In English it's called Still Point. I can't pronounce the author, Katie Kacvinsky. The link will be in the down bar. Anyways, if you don't know what Medi Freeman is, it's about a girl who lives in, I think, 2060, yeah. And she is the daughter of the man who founded a digital school, which is basically just a school online, because there had been quite a lot of shootings at school, I guess. So he wanted to make school safer, but that also meant that people don't really interact anymore with each other anymore, and there's because everything is online now, they don't really talk to each other, they don't really experience community. So Medi Freeman tries to change that and tries to go out into the real world. And in the first part she meets this group of rebels who try to bring down digital school. And so this is finally the 3rd part. I was really looking forward to this. It's just, I can't really explain why I love these books so much, but I just really connect with Medi Freeman, and I think that it's important to read these if you do a lot online, just to kind of check on yourself, that you realize that you still have to interact with people and that you still have to live real life, because real life is great. And I just think that in these books there are so many quotes and so many phrases and so many moments that make you realize how great it is to talk to people, to love people, to realize, to live the real life. And I think every time I read one of these books or reread the first parts, I just felt more alive afterwards. And this is the 3rd part. It's a great ending. I would have changed the final end. I wouldn't have written it that way, but it does make sense and it's a great end. It's just, I read it in 10 hours straight because I just couldn't lay it down. It was so awesome. So yeah, you really, if you haven't yet, you should really pick up the Awakened trilogy. It's amazing. And then finally, in this last week of December, during Christmas and New Year's, I read Unhinged, the second part in the Splinter trilogy by A.G.Howard. This is a new Alice in Wonderland adaptation. It's kind of like more punky, more like, how is it called? Steampunk, yeah. It's a bit steampunk or just punk, which I think is a really cool twist on the original story, and it really fits the story. I'm guessing you all know the original story of Alice in Wonderland with the girl who falls down the rabbit hole and sees all these weird creatures and everything. So the main character of this book, Alison, is or Elisa? Yeah, Elisa, sorry, Alison is her mom. Elisa is the grandchild or something of this Alice that fell down the rabbit hole. Alice, when she first went down the rabbit hole, has seemed to make some bad mistakes that changed Wonderland, and therefore Alyssa has to go back and correct these mistakes. And that's what the first part is about. In the first part, we get the first experience of the quite nightmarish Wonderland. And then in the second part, she of course has to deal with that again. I won't say how, because I really would recommend reading this. Of course also the first part would make sense. So I won't spoil anything for you in case you want to read these. I would definitely recommend them because they're so well written. Just, it's a bit difficult at times because there's like this old poetry English in there when the creators of Wonderland are talking, but I just really love the story. It's yeah, I had actually had a point at this book where I had to put it down and talk to myself kind of, and had to tell myself, okay, it's alright, these are not your problems, you're not going to Wonderland, because I was just so in the story, if you know what I mean. I hope you know what I mean. About the end, I have to say that it was quite quick. I felt like there could have been more to it. It could have been longer. It could have been, yeah, written out a bit longer. But there will be the third part. I also have the third part, so I will start reading that soon. And as I said, the story is just really, really well written, and you should definitely pick that up. That's it for the books, and now on to the movies. The first movie I watched in December, I just wanted to say January, it's December, yeah. The first movie I watched in December was Jurassic World. Now I haven't seen the other parts because I honestly think that it's a stupid idea, and it's an even more stupid idea that they don't learn from the first time but do it again and again and again. And I wonder in Jurassic World they do it again, yes! But I have to say Chris Pratt is amazing, and I actually did like the idea that was shown that the animals or the dinosaurs are more than just animals, and that they can understand us humans and that they can communicate with each other. So I did like that aspect, but as I said, they should have learned their lesson by now. Then I rewatched Avatar: The Last Airbender. How was it called? What's it called? Not the comic version, but the like human version. I can't think of the word. I don't know. You know what I mean, don't you? Like it's the acted out version by real actors. Yeah. Anyways, I have to say I stopped halfway through because I've forgotten how terribly acted this is. I'm so sorry, but just come on, the comic version, the animated version? Yeah, the animated version of The Last Airbender was so great. It was such a huge part of my childhood and I loved it, and then they throw out this new version with actors that just can't act. I'm so sorry. Then the university movie for December was Tokyo Godfathers, and oh my god, was I smashed by that. I didn't expect it to be that amazing. Honestly, if you have never seen it, you should definitely watch it. Of course it's weird. It's totally weird. It's amazing, it's hilarious, it's awesome, really it is. Yeah, I will have to watch it again because it was, I can't speak, because it was quite quick. So I didn't really have time to delve into the emotion that much. But yeah, it was just I really didn't expect to be that amazed by it. Then before that, I also quickly want to say that I did watch the Star Wars Episode 1 and 2 with my dad, because we were planning on going to the cinema for the 7th part. But yeah, let's just say I wasn't that sad that we didn't go to the cinema. Yeah, I mean, I'm a Star Trek kid, and up until watching the Star Wars movies I never understood the fight between the two. Now I do. And then for New Year's Eve I watched Ant-Man. And again, I didn't expect it to be that good. I honestly thought that I could live without watching Ant-Man, even if I do watch every single Marvel movie ever, just because Ant-Man, come on, it's a grown man that transfers into the size of an insect and watches his little daughter sleep at that size. Like, come on, come on. But then I watched it, because, you know, have to. And it's totally different than every other Marvel movie, I have to say that. Like, it's not that, there's not that much fight, there's not that much, like, of a bigger thought behind it, or like a moral lesson or something like that, but it's just so funny. It's so funny because all these actors, they know how stupid the idea is, they know it, and they're showing it, and it's just... Yeah, and then comes the part after the names thingy, and yeah, might have cried a bit, just a bit, just a minimal bit, maybe one tear. So yeah, I kind of think that was it. I have the feeling I've forgotten something. Well, no, I haven't forgotten anything. Okay, so that was my December wrap up. As you might have noticed, this month is quite bookish for me, because the first one was of this month was the Unpopular Opinions book tag, then the A Yearathon review on Sunday, now this, and then the last week of January will be the January wrap up. But next week there will be a little artsy video about happiness that I started doing when I was at home, but it took a bit longer, so that will be up next week, hopefully. So subscribe if you want to see me every week, because I will be posting videos every single Wednesday. Yes. And apart from that, I hope you have something to smile for every day, because your smile is beautiful. And I will see you next week. Goodbye!